Hey everybody, let's talk about books, particularly my books. I am young adult, new adult author and fantasy author, Alicia J. Chumney, and we're going to talk about the book and the book series that started it all. The Bookworm Next Door, seen here. Oh, come on. There we go. Seen here, it is technically book one. These are actually old photos. The new photos do not have the book one because Amazon was, or the book number, because Amazon was having a fit. Because I wanted to put the whole series together, the prequels, the sequels, all that. Because technically, that is the book, and I wrote it a long time ago, on when fictionpress.net was still around. It was a really long time ago, and I released it. Have to check. Nice chunky little 5x8. Okay. Around 2015. Okay, yeah, I released it around 2015. So, this book here is technically volume 2. You can only get it on Amazon. Volume 1 is right here. This is the prequels. As you can tell, they are short stories. They're very short stories. And this is... that was 1 through 3. This is 3, 4, and 5. And a good chunk of this is actually... I'm that person that still does table contents inside the book. I'm that person. Getting there, almost there. This much of the book is the Bookworm Next Door. And I really should release it separately. So that tells you quite a bit. So, I originally published it on fictionpress.net, like I said, ages ago. And it did well. It did very well. And one of my friends and one of my friends' wife, two separate people, self-published a book. They went about it two different ways. Rachel was purely self-published, and I think Megan was a little bit hybrid, maybe. I'm not exactly certain. I would have to ask them, and I'm not going to ask them. That was so long ago. And I was like, I've always wanted to publish a book. I was having trouble traditionally publishing a book. I have a book. I could edit the book. I can publish the book. And I can fulfill my lifelong dream of publishing a book. And I did. And it did very well for a book that had absolutely no marketing. But this was back in 2015, before the indie author, self-published author explosion happened, and you had to start marketing your book. The fields were a lot smaller then. So I edited it at the time because it was already written, The Bookworm Next Door. Come on, one more time. Thank you. And it was doing well. And I had a few questions of my own that I didn't think about when I had done this one. Several instances that I had referenced. Like, there's a party referenced in book 1 that happens before book 1. Well, whoa. Did not intend for that to happen. Well, what happened? Come on, phone. What happened at the party? What happened? And it's short. It is short. It is, in book-wise, it is... It is. Let me find it, because there is even a few little prequel things in here. Give me a second. The party starts there and ends. It's not a lot of pages. Not a lot of pages. And then I was like, well, what about the makeover? She had a makeover. How did her sisters force her into a makeover? How did they do that? And then I was like, how did Brady and Hannah meet? Of course, she wasn't Hannah then. I made a lot of mistakes with Bookworm. I will acknowledge that. And it did cause me to burn out a little bit. I was like, how did Brady and Hannah meet? Because something major happens in their life in the Bookworm Next Door. And I wanted to expand on that. What happened? What happened with their life? How did they meet? And then, of course, I had to go and expand on their story that happens alongside the Bookworm Next Door. And naturally, Bookworm Next Door talks nothing about prom or... Come on, phone. Bookworm Next Door talks nothing about prom or graduation. There we go. Following valedictorian Jennifer's story. And of course, everybody else makes an appearance. And then, because I just couldn't stop, I couldn't help myself. What happened after graduation? A lot of stuff happened after graduation. Oh, come on. Come on. There we go. Summer after graduation. There we go. Now this book series is tropes. It's got tropes all over the place. It is heavily inspired by 90s, late 90s, early 2000s rom-coms, teen rom-coms. So you've got the girl next door who happens to be a bookworm because I'm a bookworm. I mean, this is even after I have weeded out my shelves. It used to be double booked, like books in front of books and books stacked like this, and I had to. You don't want to see what's below the it's a mess, or my bookcase over there. It's a mess. Anyway, it's tropes. You've got the mean girl. You've got the shy girl getting the quarterback. You've got the quarterback that is having issues because he's overpressured, he's overwhelmed. You've got the boy next door who realizes he made a huge mistake and he wants back in the girl next door's life. You got those tropes. You've got the mean girl and how it impacts her friends' lives. And the friends that aren't really her friends, but they don't want her to ruin their life. It's all the tropes. They're all in there. I mean, sorry, some of y'all, even the pregnancy trope is in there. Because, like I said, it's got all the cleanest tropes. But my favorite one, admittedly, the one that in 2002 years ago, 3 years ago, 2001, I went through and I knew I've been having questions. Is this the end? No, this isn't the end. I plan on writing some more when they're in college. Is this the end? No, I just haven't gotten to it yet because I burnt myself out. I knew it could be better and I burnt myself out making it better. And I probably ruined some of my audience because I kept making changes to the stories. Trying to combine everything together and everything else. And that is my fault, and I apologize for it. It's newbie mistakes. I've learned. I've grown. I waited 5 years after I last touched it before I went through, and I made revisions, and I made some serious edits, and I expanded on things that needed to be expanded on. And it is mostly relevant. I think that's the right word. It's mostly apparent. That's a better word. In the summer after graduation. Come on. Come on, phone. Well, okay then, phone. That's the way you want to be. When Amy, the Mean Girls story, full story, gets revealed. And boy, is it a doozy. But Alicia, you have said since 2018 that you were going to write some more of these stories. Yes, I did. And I intend on it. And I'm working on it as of right now. Stephanie meets her match. Come on, phone. Here we go. Stephanie meets her match. It is finished. It needs editing. That's all it is. I'm just dreading the read aloud. But it is on my calendar for... When did I put that down in my calendar for? I put it down in my calendar. I have the year worked out. It's in my calendar. In May is edits for the first 3 in the college. That includes Stephanie. That includes... Come on, tablet. That includes The Bookworm Goes to College. And that's partially written. It needs to be finished because the couple that everybody keeps asking about, Kyle and Grace. Because for most of the past year, I have been working on Kyle and Grace's story. Because of course I have. And really, going back, I still remember the instance when I started writing 2 series of mine. I remember how the Bookworm Next Door started. I remember substituting in classrooms and sitting there and during a teacher's planning period, which I wasn't sent to another classroom, so I had at this school that I have the memory of sitting in a classroom by myself for 90 minutes. I had the overhead fluorescent lights off because they give me headaches. And the principal walking in, seeing me at the teacher's desk, typing away on one of the prequels during the planning period. And he just gave me a look and then left. And I remember when I started working on the Enchanted Forest series as well, but that's another video. And I remember just Bookworm being the means of me getting out of substitute teaching, because being an author was paying so much more than substitute teaching and my Etsy shop. But it paid so much better than teaching. And I made plenty of mistakes, like I said. But Bookworm Next Door series, it is on Kindle Unlimited. It's there. It's on Kindle Unlimited. And you can check it out on Kindle Unlimited. Like I said, it is exclusive to Amazon. Everything else is not exclusive to Amazon, but these, because they are mostly short stories, they are exclusive to Amazon. If you choose to pick it up, know that I'm intending on Stephanie, Bookworm, and Wallflower to come out this year. I'm hoping July for Stephanie and August for Bookworm and Wallflower, because they coincide with when colleges start back up, and that's the perfect time to start. So here's hoping my schedule does not get screwed up again. Happy reading. See y'all tomorrow.